Hello and welcome to the next video in our Get Started series. In this video, I'm going to give you a brief overview of all of the different engagement and subscriber features that we have in SegMate. Now, we have a very wide variety, so keep in mind you don't need to use all of them. Just find the features that work best for you and fit into your marketing strategy. Now, I'm going to just give very brief overviews of each of these tools. Please look at our tutorials section where we have a much more in-depth review and tutorials on how to use every one of these tools. Okay, so the first thing that we have is what we call Ad Engage. What Ad Engage allows you to do is it's for your Facebook ads. What you can do is set up a bot. You can attach one of your bots to a particular ad you may be running. Now, when somebody clicks on that ad, what it's going to happen is it's going to launch this bot, whatever you have attached to it, is going to launch that and send that to their messenger. Okay, this is a great way for you to deliver. Maybe it's a free gift or a free ebook or whatever it might be, some free content that you are delivering for this particular ad. You can go ahead and do so and deliver that content or whatever message you'd like right away, instantly, as soon as they click your ad, by triggering this particular bot and sending that message to Messenger, okay, where they can then interact and you can lead them further into your funnel. The next thing we have is Post Engage. Now, Post Engage is used for commenters. Okay, so when somebody comments based on a keyword that you set, and they comment on that particular post, a bot will be fired off to them and sent to them. Again, you can use it for delivering any kind of free gifts, either just interaction with the visitor, whatever you'd like to do. When that keyword is used, it will trigger any bot that you have attached to any of your posts. Okay, now you can also do that with your active posts as well as your dark posts. Now, dark posts are simply hidden posts or ads. Okay, so you can have commenting on any types of those type of posts. The next thing we have is what we call Cast Engage. If you're into email marketing, this is going to be familiar to you. It's basically a broadcaster. Now, what you can do with this is at a given time, so you can select whatever time you would like it to go out, you can do some things, okay? So you can send to a group of your subscribers based on a tag that is applied to that subscriber or based on a segment that a particular user may be in, okay? And what you can do is set a bot to be sent to that group of users, of subscribers, based on your timing, okay? Now, the next thing we have are what's called keywords. Now, these are page-level keywords, meaning that when anybody uses any of these keywords in your Facebook Messenger, okay, so in here, so when anybody is interacting with you here and they use a particular keyword, you can have a series of actions happen, okay? Now, by default, we have these three which you cannot edit nor delete, and these are ways for your users to subscribe or unsubscribe from your page, okay? So by them typing the word unsubscribe or stop, it will unsubscribe that subscriber from this particular page. Vice versa, the same thing works for the subscribe button. Now, what you can do is, based on a keyword, you can have the exact keyword mentioned, or you can have it called keyword contains, which means it's just this keyword is contained in some sort of sentence that was sent to you by a visitor. And when that happens, you can either have a chatbot launch and send to them, you can enter them into one of our sequences, you can remove them from a sequence, or you can have them notify the admin, which is you, by email. So there may be a word like support. If somebody uses that word support, you may want an email sent to you as well, just to make sure that you can jump onto Messenger and take care of that customer right away. Now, as I've mentioned, we have sequences, and we have two different types of sequences. What we have is what we call our standard sequence. This is very similar to the way that an email sequence would work. So as soon as the user is subscribed to this particular sequence, you can go ahead, and I'll go ahead and do a little demo here. You can go ahead and launch out a sequence or a series of different bots, okay? So, for example, if I were to put in here 1 hour after the user, what that means is after the user has entered the sequence, 1 hour after, I'm going to send them a particular bot. What I can do is then go to the next one and say, okay, 12 hours after that, after this message is sent, send them another bot. and so on, and I can keep adding to those segments. Okay, so it works very similar to an email autoresponder sequence. All right. Now the other type of sequence that we have are reminder sequences. A good example of how these work are really based on an event date where you have a set date. Maybe a webinar would be a very good example where you want to send out some reminders that are leading up to a particular event or webinar date. So I could send them maybe a 72 hours before that event date, I want to send them a bot. 12 hours before that date and time, I want to send them something. And then 2 hours before, I'd like to also send them something. So you can set that up in this type of a sequence, which we call reminder sequences. Okay, now what we also have are a series of subscriber tools. Now these are the types of tools that you can add to any of your corporate pages, your business pages, your blog posts, anywhere along even in Facebook posts you can use a few of these subscriber tools. And I'll show you just I just have a little demonstration example of how we've used these in the past. The first being the checkbox. Now what the checkbox is right here. Okay, you're going to see this little checkbox right here, and when this user clicks a button, so that's the trigger is the button, it is going to send them a bot that I have attached to this particular checkbox instance. Okay, so as soon as they click this button, they're going to be able to register for my, in this case, it's a webinar, but they're also going to get a bot sent to them in Messenger, and they'll also, once they begin to interact with that message in Messenger, they will become a subscriber. Okay, so that's what we call these subscriber tools. These are ways to get subscribers into your SegMate account. Now, the next thing that we have is the MdotMe links, and these are very flexible, and I'll just show you a very quick generic example here. What this is literally a URL. Okay, now that URL that I've created for an MdotMe link is literally attached to this button. When somebody clicks this button, it is going to open up Messenger and it's going to launch a bot that I have attached to this particular MdotMe link. So you could place these links, you could put these in Facebook posts, like I said, on blogs, in emails, any variety of places that you can put a URL here or a button or a hyperlink. You can use MdotMe links for that. So it's very versatile and a very good way to get them started, okay, and to get that subscriber. Now, we also have what we call send to messenger, and you'll see that was down here. In this case here, it's a little send to messenger button. When someone clicks it, you can have a couple of things happen. Number one, a bot will be sent to them in Messenger. Number two, you can have it then redirect to maybe a thank you page or some kind of an offer page. You can have a little modal pop up to tell them, to thank them for signing up for whatever this particular, the goal is for this particular send to messenger. In this case, I just use it as want to join a free weekly call. Simply click below to begin receiving reminders. Now, when the user clicks this button, I send them a bot that basically verifies them or just ask them again, okay, are you sure you would like to sign up for my weekly call? I provide a button that says yes. At that point, and I also provide one that says no. At the point they click the yes button, I go ahead and enter them into one of those sequences that I talked to you about earlier in our standard sequence feature. Okay, so that then follows up with them and lets them know when my calls are going to begin. All right, so another powerful way to grab subscribers. And the last one we have in here is what's called customer chat. The customer chat you may have seen before. It is down here in the corner. And again, this is just a generic page just to show you what that looks like. But you could basically start conversations right here. And you can install this on your website. You can put it on whatever pages that you'd like to put them on. When the user clicks chat now, you can attach a bot to that. So it's kind of like the welcome message in a sense, okay? When somebody interacts with this, they click the button. A welcome message could be sent to them, whatever that bot is that you would like it to be. You can just welcome them, ask them if they have a question, let them know you're going to be back soon. Whatever it is that you want to do at that point, you can now have a conversation with visitors while they're on your website. They can have this conversation. You can be right inside of Messenger answering those questions for them. So as you can see, there's a lot of different tools and a lot of different ways to engage with your subscribers as well as how to gain those subscribers. Now, I suggest highly that we have detailed tutorials again on all and every single one of the features that I've reviewed here. So please watch those videos to give you better insight on any of the features that you may want to apply to your marketing strategy.